Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here. So today is Wednesday, which would normally mean we have a fun and chunky, ponderous topic to get our teeth into. Today is no different, however, the topic which I want to talk about is one which has been talked about by me and others quite a lot, and probably quite a lot in the last couple of days or so, and that is the huge drops we've seen in stocks and shares markets, as well as cryptocurrency markets. And I also want to talk about silver and gold and how that all fits into the equation, as we saw some big drops last week, but then some recoveries this week. Now do just remember though, all of what I'm saying today is my own thoughts and opinions. It's not financial advice. I am not a financial planner. I'm not an investment guru. I'm just a guy who likes to buy gold and silver. If you are going to make any financial decisions after watching this video, I highly recommend you go and do your own research and make those decisions on your own, because I cannot be held responsible for your decisions. So, with that disclaimer out the way, I also have some cool new pieces on the table here to share with you guys. We've got the Oriental Border Britannia, love this coin, and a very, very nice new gold pickup for my pension permastack. Now, got a confession to make. When I make these kind of videos, the Wednesday videos, it's during the week and I have quite a busy kind of day-to-day work schedule. So I tend to make these videos more in advance than I do others, and I made this video originally on Monday, and I was talking in that particular video about the sort of flash crash that we saw in silver prices on the previous Friday, and how basically the markets were a little bit rock and roll and all of those types of things. I then woke up today, Wednesday morning, and I kind of felt to myself that that video really wasn't current, really wasn't right anymore, because we've seen quite a shift in silver and gold in the last few days of this week, because there's been a ridiculously large kind of global knockdown of share prices. We've seen huge drops in the Dow, in various other markets around the world as well, and it's just a really strange time at the moment. And I remember making a video not that long ago, it was only about 2 or 3 weeks ago, where I was talking about the stock markets and shares markets being at a sort of all-time high, and I also wrote a thread on the forum showing some of my stocks and shares investment accounts that I've got. And I'm not by any means invested largely in stocks and shares, it's just a small part of my diversified portfolio, but at the same time I wanted to sort of share it. And I had that kind of gut feeling in my gut that it was not right. There was a really over-inflated price at the moment, and it seems like that's kind of looking to correct itself now. And even on even on Friday last week, when there was a big drop in the Dow, it was not helped by the good news that came out about job growth in the United States. So it's an interesting time. I'm thinking that investors are looking like they have cold feet. Certainly within the stocks and shares markets, it's obviously there's been a little bit of a panic. There's a little bit of a run. People will obviously follow a lot of the herd movements that go with these big traders, with these big trades, and it does sort of, it makes me worried. It makes me feel like that's not necessarily going to be great for my stocks and shares accounts. But at the end of the day, and I said this in the other video when I talked about them, those are long-term accounts to hold for 20-30 years, until I am ready to use that money in either my retirement, or to buy a forever house, or to put my kids through university, or whatever it might be in the future when those eventualities come along. So am I that bothered? No. And should you be that bothered? I don't think so either. And at the end of the day, we have seen markets go up and down before, and we all know what happened in 2008, 2009. I'm not sure we're exactly that kind of stage right now, but it could develop into that. I'm not a financial expert, as I said at the start of this video, so who knows. But certainly stocks and shares have taken a plummet, and that does mean, though, there's some good news for metals, especially for the yellow shiny metal. So gold has done very well in the early parts of this week. In fact, we've seen it grow a good sort of 3 or 4% over here in the UK in pound terms. So it is an interesting premise. You see gold and silver always being that safe haven asset, and there's a reason for that. There's thousands of years of backing behind these metals, and for me as an investor who's got stocks and shares, who's got gold, who's got silver, it's almost like a little bit of a bittersweet moment, because when stocks and shares go down, gold and silver tend to go up, and we did see that. We saw silver as well increase in value over the course of the last couple of days. At the end of last week, there was a sort of flash crash of silver where we saw lots of paper trades. And we all know that the silver market and to a certain extent the gold market are very much manipulated markets, but we saw a very big sort of flash crash almost of silver, and that was wiped off within a day basically of trading on Monday. So it's definitely the safe haven assets are the places to go. They seem to be the only markets at the moment where there are green numbers instead of red numbers, and that's obviously testament to the fact that gold and silver are they're real things, they're physical things that you hold. Stocks and shares are an interesting one because a lot of the time you'll hold them within investment accounts with various companies. So the account that I hold with is with Hargreaves Lansdown, very big reputable firm. But at the end of the day, do you really hold those shares? I don't have any share certificates in my house, but I hold this gold coin. I have this gold coin in my hand. And by the way, what a gold coin this is. This is very, very cool indeed. It's the $20 Liberty Head gold coin. It sort of helps complete my collection of the US pre-33 gold Liberty Head coins, and I really do love them. This is a great thing about investing in gold and silver, certainly in coins. You can enjoy your investments, and the inner collector in me, the one that wants to collect all of the different types of coins out there, is sated by this as well as having it as a longer term investment. So that's another great thing about gold. Now the other thing I want to talk about is cryptocurrencies. And when I, as I said, made this original video a couple of days ago on Monday, and this is another reason why when I woke up today I thought this video is completely irrelevant now and not current, because when I made that video and quoted the current Bitcoin price, it was something like $8,500, and right now, as I'm filming, it's $6,000. So that is quite a lot of difference from just 2 days ago, basically, and that's a very worrying thing. I would say, as with all things, and this is the same actually for stocks and shares and for gold and silver when they drop at the same time, and it was the theme that I had in the video that I originally filmed on Monday, that you need to remember that if you're new to silver, gold, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, stocks and shares, whatever it might be, if you've just bought into all of these now and you've spent a lot of your money on them, do remember that you haven't actually lost anything until you cash out. So if you've put that cash into some silver or gold and then you've seen the prices go down, or in fact in this case go up, do remember you haven't actually earned anything at this stage. And the same goes for Bitcoin. Now there is a little bit of an exception here. Personally, I don't feel like Bitcoin and various other cryptocurrencies have the staying power to go back to the dizzy heights where we saw them at earlier, sort of 5-6 weeks ago. I could be wrong, and please, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's fine, and I'll admit that I'm wrong. But I've kept an eye on the crypto markets over the last sort of 6 months or so, with a wary eye of skepticism as well as a wary eye of interest. And I've seen that cryptos have knockdowns, and then they would usually recover and go to new highs. It just doesn't seem like that's happening at the moment. If you look over the last sort of 5 or 6 weeks, there is a continuous downward trend on these cryptocurrencies. So for me, I'm happy that I never got really into cryptocurrencies. I said a couple of weeks ago that I had £25 worth of Ethereum, which I bought at that just as a kind of experiment to work out how it all works. That's now worth about £14, £15, I think. So don't put money into cryptos that you're not willing to lose. But for me, oh gosh, yeah, I'm happy I didn't get into them. Now, for those of you who did, I don't mean to disparage you. I don't mean to be rude to you guys. I'm just simply stating it from my own point of view. You may well be right. You may well be right in the long run. And I do think that cryptocurrencies have a place in the future. But I don't think that right now they are anywhere near stable enough to use as an investment. They are very much a gamble, and you don't know where they're going to be even hour to hour, let alone day to day. So do be careful, please, out there, and always remember, and I think this is probably the most important part of this whole video, is you must always consider your budget and investing within your means, no matter what happens within stocks and shares markets, silver, gold prices, crypto prices. Always invest within your means, because that is where the biggest pitfalls come in investing in anything, let alone silver, gold, stocks, shares. I've seen it before, and I've preached about it before. If you go into debt to buy things, that's not good. And we've seen, in fact, huge part of the reason cryptos have gone down so much is in the last couple of days we've seen a lot of banks, certainly in the UK, and I think a lot around the world as well, a lot of banks have suspended or cancelled altogether people buying cryptocurrencies using credit cards because they are afraid that there will be spiraling amounts of personal debt that people will not be able to manage. I think it's critical that people don't go into debt to buy precious metals or anything. If you do, and the boiler breaks or your car breaks down, that's when you're going to lose money, and it's very clear that's when you're going to lose money. You'll be buying silver at premiums, certainly here in the UK, gold at small premiums as well, and you'll be selling it back for less than that in an emergency, and it's just not worth it. So make sure that if you are investing in all of these different things, and there's a huge diversification of portfolio out there that is available to everybody, just be careful, just be sensible, is my own thoughts and opinions. Now, just remember, all of that is my own thoughts and opinions. If you disagree, I would love to have your comments in this video. It's very good to get the kind of debate running in the comment section. I am open to your thoughts and opinions on these topics, so please do comment if you so wish. If you liked this video, if you liked the things I'm saying, if you like these coins, I mean, look how cool these Britannias are, by the way. These will no doubt be, or both of these coins, in fact, will be no doubt featured on In Focus Friday in the very near future. But if you like them, please put a thumbs up on this video, and if you can share it around on various social media platforms, that would be very helpful indeed. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do videos like this every week talking about current affairs and various other different fun topics out there. And also we have a very, very big unboxing video coming this weekend. It is a doozy, let me tell you. So make sure you subscribe, and if you hit that little alarm bell, you'll get a notification when I upload future videos. Otherwise, that's all I have to say. As I said, please do feel free to comment in this video. If you do, just be respectful of other people's views and opinions, and mine as well. That's all I have to say. I hope you all have a great week, and please make sure that you like, share, comment and subscribe for more.